Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video and I'm working on a single page 6x12 pocket page here, and these are photos from Philadelphia, and as you can see I have one empty spot up there. Don't know what I'm going to do with that. And on this middle pocket I think I'm going to need a photo flip here, and it more than likely will end up being like this so that you'll see these two buildings together, because this is the plaque showing what this building is. Now, if I could find a label big enough or something that would work, I could not use this and just write on it the Urban League of Philadelphia or something like that. So I'm just not sure how that's going to go, but I've included them both here just in case I find like a cool 4x6 card that I can use in between, then I might do it. But really, these are just random photos from around the city from when we were walking around, and I just loved the buildings and the sign. So I want to include them because I like the color and the artistry of it, but I don't know that I have a lot to say, so I don't know that I need to journal, but we'll see what happens. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm grabbing out my bin that's specific to Philly. I'm going to look through there first, see if I have anything that would match kind of theme-wise or color-wise, see what I can do with what I have in here. If there's nothing in here that I think really works, then I'll go and sort of default to my generic travel stuff. But I'd like to start with this first just to see what I can find. So right away when I opened the bin and was going through it, I found this paper, and I've already cut it into two 6x12s, which is awesome. But look at this. I think it looks really good with these photos. Actually, even this one a bit, because of this building that's in the background. It's kind of got that coppery, reddish, brownish, orange color of these buildings, and it works. So I'm wondering if I should do a photo flip here, so I could use this and then have this fold out from it somehow. I do have the option as well where I could cut a 4x6 and then make two 3x4s and actually use it in this pocket. The only problem there is I don't know what I would put on it. So I'm going to keep this and sort of just assume that I'm going to use it for something over here, but I'm still going to look through my embellishments to see what could I do with it if I use it. All right, so in my stash of Philly stuff, I had put these in there. These are acrylic pieces from Bramble Fox. They're all black, which is perfect because there's black in every one of these photos. And these smaller ones, like this one that says love it, that would fit if I did this as a 3x4. And I'm tempted to do that because, again, I don't know that I really need to journal, but this might look pretty slick in that pocket. And then just having this big phrase on there and maybe some smaller embellishments layered somehow, I think that might look pretty cool. I did decide to go ahead and cut this down to a 3x4, and I am going to use that, and I think that's about where I want it, but I may move it up if I find kind of like a subtitle or something that I could put underneath here. So I am going to pull out this bag of stuff, which I had in my Philly bin, so things that I thought would work for Philly. And if that doesn't work, again, I have tons and tons of regular travel embellishment stuff I can use. And then I also have this whole container, oops, that's not the right one. This whole container here, this pouch, full of all of my different phrase labels in lots of different colors. So I'm sure I could find something that would match this. I think I have found something else to go on this card. I went into my generic travel stuff and pulled out some items, and in there I had this ephemera pack from Pink Fresh, and I was looking at these. I'm like, oh, it's got some orange in there that's like this coppery orange color I have, and in there I found this. It's all about the details. I love that because that's what these buildings are. Maybe other people just pass them, but I found them very intriguing. I loved the architectural details, the style, its history, especially this one. And so I thought, okay, well, that makes sense. So I think what I might want to do is just kind of put this up to the right-hand side, make it flush with the side there, and then maybe do this a little off center so that this part peeks out underneath. I do like that. And actually, it gives me room that I could stamp up here if I want, put another embellishment there. I could do something in that empty space if I wanted to. I could also leave it and it would probably be okay. But I like the layered look and building this, putting it together that way. All right, I have glued that all together, and in order to do the acrylic piece, I used my mono liquid multi-glue. It comes with a broader tip and a fine tip. If you've never seen this, I always use the fine tip. I think maybe I've used this end once that I can remember. But if you're looking for a good multi-purpose glue for embellishments like this is a great one. All right, so in that same package of die cut ephemera, there was also this piece, and I think I'm going to use this over here. And instead of using this photo like I thought maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't, I think I'm just gonna write it on there, just say, you know, Union League of Philadelphia. I think I also want to include that it, you know, was founded in 1862. I kind of like the detail of having that old date on there, but I do like the idea of not having to add in another photo and add more bulk. I'm already adding some with this acrylic piece. So if I can cut down on having that extra photo flip in there, that's great. So I think I'm going to do that. That'll be pretty simple. Then it only leaves me with the bottom here. Do I want to do anything with that photo? Maybe, because I do have dead space on the street here, as well as this building. And I've kind of got a triangle going. So if I can go this side and then I'm on the left, I can come back to the right. That would be great. I felt like that was a little too black and white, like I needed some color there. So I pulled out some enamel dots because I knew I had some orange. Now I'm just trying to figure out, do I like this one better or this one? This one is just a hair darker than this. The orange in here though is a little bit lighter, so I'll just pick whichever color I feel works best and then I'll stick it on there. Because I was struggling to figure out what to do here, I decided to just pull out all of my different circles here that I have. So I have some that are just pattern, some that have journaling, some that are half and half, kind of like this, where I could stamp or add an embellishment. And I found this one. And I like this one because it's still got that kind of orangey, coppery color. And it gives me an option to journal. I don't have a lot to say, but I might want to say something like, I love historic buildings, or, you know, something like that. So it serves dual purpose of adding in some color and visual interest, and it lets me write a little bit. The other bonus to this is that if I hang this off the end like this and then cut it, I can keep the other half. So I'll actually be able to use it on 2 layouts. All right, so I adhered it and then cut off part of it. So I still have this much that I can use for another layout. So I will just put that back in the bag with the rest of them and save it for another time. When I was trying to figure out if I wanted to stamp or just what to do up here on the top of this, I decided to pull out my phrase labels, and I started with brown because I realized, yeah, there's kind of some light tan and brown tones here. And I did find, sorry, I thought I had something on that photo. It's actually a wire, I think, in there. I did find this one, and it just says, let's explore, which is kind of generic, but that's what we were doing. We were just walking the city streets, just seeing what we could see. So I kind of like the idea of just putting it right here to kind of fill up that space, and then that might be all it needs. Okay, added that on, and I think this one is done. So let's do some close-ups. So there is the top row, middle row, and the bottom. And here's another one done for Philly. Thanks for watching.